Merry Christmas, graphic designers. Hello, and welcome to another video with Print Design Academy here. But sorry, just before we really get going here. Sweet, sweet eggnog. Today I wanted to bring you a special video, one that's close to my heart. I'm a big fan of Christmas time. I'm a big fan of the music and the energy. I've got three little kids who just love the whole festive time, and I wanted to share that with you. And I love putting together these little lists, these lists that I think graphic designers and creators, you should be asking for some of these items on your Christmas wish list. Some of them are, cost effective. They're great to just have your significant other pick up for you. Other ones, you're gonna really make sure and really want to have a very wealthy aunt or somebody in your family who's recently won the lottery and is looking to spend some money on you. So let's get started and open up my favorite book, The Graphic Designer's Gift Guide for 2021. So now when I put this list together, I thought, why not put it in order of value? We'll start with the cost-effective stuff, and then we'll get into the real big spender gifts and things like that. So to really start it off, it's quite simple. A snack pack. When you're cranking away at that late night logo, or you're working away on that new brand, something's got to keep you fueled. And yes, it's great to have the organic kale salad close by. It's great to have that free-range egg on your avocado toast ready to go. But every once in a while, you just want some smoking hot Doritos, right? So on this list, I put some of my favorites, the classic Dunkaroos. I also put ketchup chips on there. Ooh, sorry, that's a soft spot, you Americans, isn't it? Those are just for the Canadians. But you could fill in some flaming hot Cheetos, some microwave popcorn, Oreos, and I kind of went on a little bit of a breakfast tangent here. Pop-Tarts, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Fruit Loops, Captain Crunch, that's another one, with the Crunch Berries. It's not that controversial. It's always better with the Crunch Berries. Next up on the list is puzzles. Now there are a lot of really fun puzzles out there, including one that I saw made by Heinz, which was a ketchup puzzle. It literally was full red, solid red. There was no gradients, no spots, no anything to differentiate where the pieces might go. Have fun with that. But special for the graphic designers and the creatives, I wanted to highlight 313 gifts, or 313 gifts. They have some really great pattern puzzles, but also gradient puzzles. And I thought those were pretty cool and fun for that graphic designer or creative in your life. Whether you are buying it for that creative in your life or you want them to pick it up for you, just something to keep yourself busy in your downtime, because I know graphic designers have a lot of downtime, right? Next up, silly gifts. Now this is one of my favorite categories, and there's one core website that I go to almost every single time I'm thinking about a really fun, quirky gift for people, and that is Firebox. So a few of the gifts that I wanted to highlight on there is Henry the desk vacuum. You can pick him up for 25 bucks. It literally is exactly as it sounds. Now this little sucker, pun intended, this little sucker will keep your keyboard tidy, pick up those extra little crumbs that you left around the desk, plus it's a mini vacuum for your desk. It's fun, right? Another one that I'd like to highlight is, that I think we can all relate to in the creative industry, is a book called As Per My Previous Email. This is a book all about your guide to passive-aggressive emails. Not just the As Per My Previous Email one, but all of the other passive-aggressive emails that you could come across. This book has them in it and translates them for you. You can pick that bad boy up for 10 bucks. Now, the last one, which kind of matches my sweater in case you missed it, Mr. Snoop Doggy Dogg, we have the Snoop Dogg Cookbook, From Crook to Cook. I highly recommend this one because recipes like California Rollin' and Baby Got Back Ribs, you don't want to miss that. That will become a classic. You can pick that up for 25 bucks. Now I should say all of the links for all of these items are going to be in this video description. None of them are affiliate links. This is just our fun list that we put together. We don't get paid nothing off of you clicking on these links, except the pure enjoyment in our soul of you being entertained by this gift guide. Moving on here, we've got touchscreen winter gloves. More practical than the silly things. And I went with like cost effective, but also an option for like you want to spend some dollars or you want somebody to spend some dollars on you. So first up, it's called the Moshi Digits Touchscreen Glove. It's got this knit design. Inside is micro fleece, so you know that is going to be soft and comfortable. And it's a more fitted glove, so it's great for typing away and slaying away on those emails while you're rocking the slopes or out wandering around the streets in a winter's day. Pick those up for about 30 bucks. Amazon seems to be the best place. Now, if you really want to get those nice gloves, the fancy gloves that'll last you a very long time, I recommend the Canada Goose Workman glove. Leather, super high quality, and it's going to cost you a few bucks, 175 bills. But they'll keep your hands warm and they will be nice and last a very long time. Touchscreen winter gloves. Next up on the list is magazine subscriptions. I love magazines, I love print, you all know that. And this one is one of my favorite categories on this as well. So let's start this off with communication arts subscription. I actually recently contacted nearly a dozen potential guests for the Print Design podcast. I've interviewed 4 of them already, who just created incredible print, whether it was an annual report or some other kind of print design, and was published in Communication Arts magazine. So a great magazine, and I highly recommend it. Next is Juxtapose, a quarterly magazine all about arts and culture. Great illustration, lots of art and design throughout, just really graphically and visually pleasing magazine with good articles and things in it as well. So definitely put that one on the list. Now next is Umber. I interviewed the founder and designer for Umber on episode 31 of the Print Design podcast, so I highly recommend it. It is a themed graphic journal highlighting the black and brown perspective around a number of different issues, but it is built by creatives and designers. The other great thing about Umber is that each issue is not printed in like full color with photos and things like that. They pick basically 3 Pantones or 2 Pantones in black, and the whole issue, photos, halftones, duotones, everything is all just with those Pantone colors. So it's very graphically pleasing too, and it's sort of like advanced print design. So a really cool piece for that lover of print design in your life. Next up is GD USA, Graphic Design USA magazine. This is published 6 times a year. It's full of news, ideas, projects, people, trends, and information for graphic designers. Now, a little tip here for you as well. If you are a graphic designer living in the USA, you are actually entitled to a free subscription of that magazine. So go check out that link down in the description of this episode and make sure you're signed up to get that, or have somebody in your life do that for you, because it's a Christmas gift, right? Next up is fonts and textures. There are hundreds of brilliant creators out there making textures and fonts for Procreate, Illustrator, Photoshop, all of those things. I've come across a few and I've worked with a few closely, so I wanted to highlight those ones. There's so many more out there, but these are some of the ones that I've been close to and would have no problem recommending and suggest you put on your list. First is True Grit, textures and brushes for Procreate primarily, but also for Illustrator and Photoshop. Now the next one on this list I want to highlight is Brethren Fonts. There's a lot of great font creators out there. I've been lucky enough to interview the Brethren crew 2 times now, and I love everything they put together. Their fonts are incredible. They put a ton of work into creating these, and with names like Extra Funk, Hot Damn, and Chronic Sans, you know they're going to be good. You can pick those up starting from around 10 bucks. So the other font that I wanted to mention is by my friend Stay Gray Ponyboy, Matt Dawson, creator of CropCon. He put together what I believe is his first font this year. It looks super cool. It's really fun. I can't wait to use it on some of our print stuff. It's called Zilker. You can find that one at the link below. Pick that up for 25 bucks. Shout out to Matt. Next up is pencils. Now, I have heard so much about these pencils from illustrators and creatives out there who love that pencil to paper, that sketching, that initial concept stuff. So Black Wing pencils, 27 bucks for a pack. There's 4 different core styles and finishes of these pencils. So they're great for a stocking stuffer, just to chuck a pack in there. Add that to your list, Black Wing pencils. Now the category of prints and merch. I love prints and merch, who doesn't? But as a massive fan of print, obviously it's one of my favorite categories for the 5th time this video, I believe. So prints and merch, I just wanted to highlight a couple of local ones, and then some other ones that I've had the opportunity to interview and be close with. So let's get into that. Moniker Press, located in Vancouver, BC. Again, links to all of these down in the description of this video. They are risograph printers, so they create risograph prints and notebooks. My friends over at Porchlight Press also, they create incredible greeting cards and holiday cards. Lots of fun styles there that are letterpress printed at their studio. Another one is Studio on Fire. They come up on my Instagram feed all the time, and from guests that I actually interview on the Print Design podcast for incredible packaging, you usually say this was printed at Studio on Fire, and I'm not surprised because they do incredible work. But to highlight a couple of things that they offer, they have these swear greeting cards. Terrific for that person in your life who just needs the word shit on a card. For that person, right? Or who would appreciate that. They also are printers of incredible playing cards. They make the boxes for playing cards with incredible foil details, embossing details, just mind-blowing. So for that collector in your life who loves a deck of playing cards, check that out. Now, also speaking of player cards, I had the opportunity to interview Jackson Robson from King's Wild Project on the Print Design podcast, and he is making incredible playing card decks, the world's most luxurious playing card decks. And not only is he a really fun guy, but he puts together these Warehouse Wednesday videos where he highlights sort of what's on sale in the warehouse every Wednesday, and he has this alter ego that occasionally chimes in on the video. I won't go into too much detail there, but definitely check out King's Wild Project for incredible playing cards. Link again down in the description of this video. Another one I want to highlight is Nevermade. I've had the opportunity to interview Francisco before, and it was a great interview. He's a really fun guy, easy to talk to, and I would describe his prints as powerful. Really powerful poster designs that deliver a message. Plus, he's got super slick looking merch, so definitely go check out his stuff. Link in the description. Another one I want to highlight is Happy Impulse. I loved interviewing Happy Impulse. I loved the conversation we had, and I love their angle on their art, sort of criticizing society through art. I personally have one of their prints. It's a, you know, that old school duck hunt gun that you, original Nintendo. It's got that on it, sort of tying into like society these days and being critical of society these days through art. Love their stuff, so go check that out. And also really fun enamel pins. Like that's another cool highlight that they create. So Happy Impulse, check them out. Next up is Field Notes. Now you all know the Field Notes guides, but I want to touch on one thing that they offer that you might not know that they do, and that is press sheets. You can go to Field Notes and you can buy press sheets of the different covers that they've made. They're obviously in limited quantities, but rather than getting a little Field Notes guide or a little Field Notes notebook, go for the press sheets. That is art, and it's something really cool to have, and it's rare. Not very many people have that, so check that out, press sheets. Next category is books. There's been a lot of great designers out there who have put out incredible books this year, and I wanted to highlight just a couple of them. Invisible Creature, I had the opportunity of interviewing them as well. They put out a book this year called Face the Music, 20 Years of Album Art. So obviously for the last 20 plus years, they have been creating album art for the music industry, and they put together this book, 400 pages, uncoated paper throughout, of all of their album artwork and things that they've created over the years. Pick that up for 40 bucks, the link below. Definitely a good one for that music lover, or if you're a fan of music, put that on your list. Next up, Lincoln Design Co. They always make this list because they're always printing stuff. Big fan of printing stuff. They have a book called Logo Mayhem. You can pick that up for 55 bucks. A huge compilation of logos that they put together over the last year, a couple of years. It's hard to find. It might be out of stock. If it is, my second recommendation with them is their Chop Up newspaper. They have a YouTube show called The Chop Up, and they put together this really cool custom printed newspaper to go along with the first 5 episodes of that show. So that is my second recommendation if you can't get the Logo Mayhem book. Next on the list is a book by the Open Road Ski Company called Man Behind the Maps. I had the opportunity to interview Todd, who's behind the publishing of this book, on episode 33 of the Print Design podcast. And this is all about the artist James Nehus. Now, if you didn't know, Basically, every ski hill map out there that you have seen on the ski hill or held in your hand on a little ski hill map was hand painted by James Nihus. Not many people knew that. Well, Todd connected with him and put together a beautiful book highlighting all of his work from ski hills all around the world. The book starts at 99 bucks. It's a few extra dollars for an autograph copy. But if you are a fan of outdoors and skiing and snowboarding, this is a great coffee table book to add to your collection. So check that out in the description below. Now, next on the list is for that designer, who really gets in the zone, right? They get up in the morning, they pour themselves a cup of coffee, and then they sit down at their desk and they slay. They get right in the zone for 2 hours. And then remember, oh, I haven't had any coffee yet. And then they go to drink that coffee and it's cold. That's sad. Nobody wants cold coffee. So next on the list is a warming coffee mug. You can pick them up from Ember, starting at 100 bucks. There's a couple of different colors, a couple of different sizes. So pick that up from Ember, link down in the description below. Warming coffee mugs. It keeps your coffee warm for like 8 hours or something like that, giving you time to slay, get the job done. Next on the list is a very useful tool for you in your design career, especially if you're doing anything branding or wanting to get into print design at all, and that's Pantone Books. Now, you could, and my recommendation, if you can, is you go full meal deal, go for the full studio collection. But it's $1,000. So if that's a little bit steep or you can't expense that to somebody else, start with just the solid formula guide. You get the uncoated guide and the coated guide of the solid Pantone colors for about 180 bucks, 190 bucks, something like that. Start there, but if you can do it, studio collection. Next on the list is socks. These are great for you work from home designers and you fashionable freelancers. Wanted to highlight a couple of them. If you're into the funky patterns and things like that, you want to check out saxunderwear.com. Not just underwear, great socks as well. And Happy Socks. They are also another great company with really cool patterns and designs on their socks. But if you're just all about the cozy, if you're all about the comfy, I recommend the Brother Velli's Cloud Sock. It's a sock that feels like a cloud, and clouds are comfortable. They may not be comfortable, but the perception of a cloud is comfortable. So the Cloud Socks, obviously, is cozy like a cloud. These are also made in America, and you can pick these up for around 30, 35 bucks. Super soft, super comfortable. Brother Velli's Cloud Socks. Next, I wanted to highlight one, again, that's a super useful tool for you designers who are cranking away in Adobe Illustrator especially. And that is the Astute graphics plugins. Put this on your list if you don't have it already. If you are working and slaying it in Adobe Illustrator for a long period of time during your work week, this tool will save you hours. The different plugins and abilities that you get with Astute graphics, it will save you hours. Plus, Aaron Draplin uses them, endorses them, and swears by them that they save him hours upon hours in his week. Add them to your list. You can pick those up for 130 bucks for the whole year. 130 bucks. Next up on the list, and we're starting to spend some money, is the Cricut Machine. Now hold on, I know your mom uses it for scrapbooking, but hear me out. You can create your own stickers, your own like balsa wood cutouts, your own merch, your own all kinds of cool things, your own jewelry, all of that. But if you are at all interested in getting into packaging design, here's the real flex. You can actually use this machine to cut out your mock-ups on like heavyweight cardstock. You can create a die line to fit around a product, put your design to it, print it out, put it through the Cricut machine, and it will cut out your die line. That's like packaging mock-up like to the top. Rather than taking your little X-Acto knife on your printer paper and trying to cut it out on your little cutting table. No. Pick yourself up a Cricut machine. It'll save you time, and plus you can lend it to your mom when she needs to do scrapbooking and stuff. Next on the list is a MacBook Pro. I wasn't lying, we're spending money now. You've heard it, you've seen the news, the new MacBook Pros are out, and I want to tell you why I think they are a dynamite thing for a graphic designer freelancer to have. One, the new chips. Crazy fast, so when you're doing the heavy lifting and multi-layer files in Photoshop, when you're doing lots of heavy vector work or anything like that, massive multi-page documents in InDesign, this thing will just cruise through that. So highly recommend it. Comes in a 14-inch and a 16-inch size, and if you can swing it with whoever is buying for you, I recommend the 16-inch. Just that extra screen real estate, you're gonna be thankful you have it. Plus the MagSafe charger's back, the extra ports are back. It's all happy days there. Get those starting at 2,500 bills. Now the last one I'm gonna throw in here, and I kind of added it as a nice little bonus. Every single year for the last 10, 11 years, my Christmas morning is spent building Lego with my kids. It's fun, it's cool, but I kind of want to do something for myself. So lately, Lego has been really pushing the adult Lego sets. Like not like nudie sets, like you're not Lego, adult focused. So they partnered with NASA to create some incredible Lego sets, such as the space shuttle, some cool rockets, lunar landers. All of that stuff looks awesome. But my personal favorite is the cars. They created incredible cars like Ferrari, Lamborghini, I believe there's a McLaren, a Bugatti, but most importantly, the Volkswagen bus camper van. They made that out of Lego, and it's not this tiny little thing, it's a big van. It looks really cool. So pick up one of those Lego sets. They're great for like up in the office, having decor up on the shelf. Cool, like podcast interview background. People appreciate, ask questions about. Just a cool thing. Lego. Everybody loves Lego, building Lego, and it's creative. So that does it. That is my Christmas gift guide for the year 2021. Thank you everybody so much for watching this video. We had fun, didn't we? Sorry, just a moment. My throat's drying out just a tad. Oh, it's always so good. Now, we've had a lot of fun here today. I know we have. But if you actually want to learn something about print design, then the next video you'll want to watch is that one right there. The top 6 things that every graphic designer should know, especially if you want to get into print design. So check it out. Did you look at it?